Did you guys get all that? Okay, well then just watch the whole video and stop tuning out. This is not Vine. We're getting so conditioned to have short term and shorter and shorter. Remember they said the attention span is like actually, 25 minutes when I was going to school. Now it seems like it's only 6 seconds long. And that is just to condition us to be used to short glimpses. So people that are really teaching, we used to go to church, they talk about black churches as comedians or anyone else, and you could watch, and have to listen to sometimes an hour, 2 hours of preaching. But nowadays you go to church, they're conditioning us to have praise and worship, to feel good. The praise and worship is longer than the actual message itself. A lot of the time. And it's because we're being conditioned to have short-term memory. Very short-term. And we're not being conditioned to have long-term memory and patience to hear out from beginning to end what is being spoken about, so it becomes a part of the change and growth in our lives. I couldn't even imagine if we use that same theory on work. We should have Vine at work, where we go to work and we can be productive in 3 hours, and that will cover the 8 hours that we would have had to work. That would be a nice way to start to implement this short-term thinking. But we are doing this fast food education, which is not going to be beneficial for the end result of the people that are being dumbed down. So that being said, tune in, listen to the whole video, and then see if it's right. One thing critics seem to have been saying, and a critic, let's see the definition of a critic. I printed out a few different things. The definition of a critic: a person who expresses an unfavorable opinion of something. Critics say many schools are not prepared to handle the influx of foreign students. Okay, that's what a critic is: a person who judges the merit or literary articles and musical works, especially ones who does it as a profession. That's what a critic is. And there was 2 definitions. Ignorance, lack of knowledge or information. He acts in ignorance of basic procedures. So that is an interesting one because of ignorance. He acts in ignorance of basic procedures. I would have to say that I am not behaving in basic procedure. That's for sure. Let's see, stupid. Characterized by a proceed from mental dullness, foolish, senseless. It seems to be just mainly about dullness, lacking mean of sense, and then irritating, troublesome, in a state of stupor, stupefied. That's a new one. Prideful, a high or honorate opinion of one unknown's definition, importance, merit, superiority, whether or with mind of established or bearing of the state of feeling of being proud, a becoming or defined sense of what is due to oneself or one's characteristic, self-respect, self-esteem. Pleasure or satisfied in taking something done by or belonging to some oneself, or beloved or reflect credit upon oneself. Something that causes a person or person to be proud. And then they give some examples. The bull is the pride of the herd, and the pride of adulthood. Arrogant, having a revealing and exaggerated sense exaggerated sense of one's own importance or ability. He's arrogant and opinionated. I am arrogant. Love. It's just strange because of love is only feelings, is what basically, when you look at how much is written here, love seems to be about a lot of feelings. Love is a variety of different feelings is what it starts off. This is Wikipedia. That's if you type in love. Love is a variety of different feelings and states and attitudes that range from interpretation, affection, I love my mother, to pleasure, I love that meal. So basically it's saying that love has nothing to do with the values of humanity. That love is the roller coaster of feelings that we display through things that we have that happen in our life, and that we are that love is very interchangeable. And then they give more definitions of it, but that's the way, the gist of it, of how they started. So that's the more, more understandable approach. Now let's get down to it. That all being said, am I arrogant? Am I prideful? Depends on if it's the self-esteem. I have self-esteem in that I was created by being higher than myself, and that I have the opportunity to experience life as I'm alive on this earth in this form, that I'm able to share Dennis's nature, my nature. And I want to pass on a legacy for the future generations and for the generations that are existing now, what God has given me in this life. And that's an opportunity to use this technology to share who I am, no different than anyone else sharing who they are. And I just want people to research for themselves, if possible, the truth. Is what I say wrong? That's the question. And if it's wrong, then correct me. I don't mind correction. But if it is right, do you still want to be wrong? And that's the question I have. This isn't Vine. I just hope that we can start to ask questions and do our own research. I'm getting my iCloud is getting in front of the video. So that's all that I have. I don't have anything else to say other than we're not utilizing this technology efficiently whatsoever. We have to wake up, and we have to start to fight the good fight. Do you know how good it feels for my wife not to have to work and just to struggle together as a family? To do it the old school way that they used to do. Their wives stay home. See, our wives used to be out in the field and working. But as soon as we got our freedom, they're like, forget that. They're going to get too much done if they, and we need both of them distracted. Because if the women stay home and start raising these kids, they're going to have too much self-worth, too much pride, too much arrogance, and it's hard. It's hard. Like Malcolm X was arrogant as heck, wasn't he? Martin Luther King was arrogant. He thought it was equal. He said he had a dream, and his dream was the most arrogant. He had too much pride, man. So all said and done, we need to we need to start being more prideful and arrogant with the righteousness that God has given us life. You know, if we don't start being prideful and arrogant with what we actually know and stop being ignorant to the truth, then how do we ever expect for this world to change? You know, I believe that the reason why the rapture has not come yet is because of we have not built the actual platform. Everyone's waiting for God to come back. Well, God's waiting for the stage to be built. So let's usher in the holies of the holies. Let's build the stage for God's return. And that's not wait. So as long as we keep being distracted with the branches of the tree and we don't dig to the roots, then from there, the tree of good and evil will continue to be eaten. Let's usher in God and build that stage, people.